Hello everyone, this is Ian Cold. So, now that Over Yandere is released, I'm here with something a bit different. So, this next project I'll be working on, I'm going to be dubbing it Project Duce. So, I haven't had too much of a chance to work on it yet. I'm still working on the movement right now. And I think going forward, I'll be putting up devlogs every 2 weeks instead of every week, because sometimes I found it a bit difficult and I didn't always have something really to show. So I'll be doing devlogs every 2 weeks and still working on the movement, but I also just wanted to go a bit more in depth on what this idea or what this game idea is and what the game will be. So it's going to be an RTS, and it's going to be essentially a very large map with terrain, rivers, and everything. And, you will have troops, and you can group them into armies and then move them across this map. And the idea is to kind of let players stumble upon their own pitched battles, so like one army set up against another army, and let that kind of happen naturally. And one of the ways that that's going to happen is the fog of war, as you can see in the bottom of this image. So basically, if you don't have any units that can see a certain area or anything like that, that area is going to be gray or black to you, and you don't really know what's there, which means that enemy troops could be there and you wouldn't know, which would kind of help with the discovering, right? You charge headlong towards their city and you find out that actually their army is a few kilometers to the left or something like that. So that's kind of really the goal of the game, is to try and have players, stumble upon those pitched battles naturally through the terrain. You don't know when it's going to happen. You got to be careful and everything like that. You could set up ambushes in the terrain if you feel like they're going to be coming to you soon. Things like that. Just let those battles and let the troop movement along the terrain happen naturally. So this is going to be a multiplayer game, and I've taken a few stabs at a multiplayer game before. I haven't gotten too far on those, but once I have the basics down, I'm going to see if I can start adding in multiplayer elements and maybe see if I can have a playable demo hopefully in the next few months, and then build up from that. And I know it's going to be hard to really explain everything without being able to show it in more depth, and hopefully I'll be able to do that in the next few weeks, but that's basically what this game is going to be. I know it's much different from Over Yandere, but this is kind of one of my dream game ideas that I've been thinking about for a long time, and this is something that I now feel like I can develop and I can do. It's going to take me quite a while, especially since when I started putting Over Yandere on YouTube, I'd already worked on it for a few months, but this game, I'm just starting to work on it now. So this is the introduction video, just to get to know the idea. If anyone has any questions, to answer them. But outside of that, there's going to be a lot more devlogs of Project Duce than there were of Over Yandere, just because of, what stage the development is when I put it on YouTube. But yeah, so I know this is a bit of a different project, and it's probably going to take a few months before this game really starts to look like something. But having the experience of working on the last project and everything that happened with that, especially logistically with the art and some delays, so I think I'm going to start working on the art and ordering the art quite earlier, as opposed to what I did with Over Yandere. So hopefully I'll be able to bring in some interesting assets and help give people a much better idea of what this game is really going to look like soon. So that's all for this time. This is Project Duce. Let me know what you think. I'm Ian Cold, and thank you for watching.
you.